Welcome to our weekly maritime vlog. I'm Corey Ransom with International Maritime Security Associates. This week we are talking about port state control enforcement of IMO 2021. It has been a long time since we've recorded one of our vlogs, and we are finally back on a weekly schedule. We've had a number of requests. A lot of you guys have reached out to us either directly or through social media asking us to get the videos back on the air. So we are back in full production and you should see a new vlog each week. So let's start off this week talking about one of our favorite subjects here at IMSA is cybersecurity. We've gotten through direct contact, through social media, and through our existing clients, a lot of questions about IMO 2021 compliance and port state control. So in today's video, we're going to talk to you a little bit about what IMO 2021 compliance looks like with port state control, some of the dates and some of the things that we know. We're obviously going to be giving you updates on this topic a lot over the coming weeks and months as we're really now getting into the heart of compliance of IMO 2021. So as everybody knows, on January 1st of this year, when you get your first flag state inspection, anytime after January 1st of this year, if you are a SOLAS class vessel, you are required to have cybersecurity integrated into various parts of your ISM plan and your overall safety management system. So again, this just applies to SOLAS class vessels or vessels that voluntarily comply with SOLAS. So that's where the requirements are. Now, there's some minor differences between the different flag states and how to implement that. If you have questions about that, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We have very good working relationships with a lot of the major flag states around the world and can very easily answer your questions when it comes to the differences in nuance and what's required. This was not set up to be a laborious task by the IMO, but set up as a way for vessels and vessel owners and managers and agents in maritime facilities to take a look at cybersecurity. The number one threat to the maritime industry is cybersecurity. Hackers can attempt to access data from anywhere in the world to just about anywhere in the world. We've seen over the last couple of years attacks on maritime facilities, and it doesn't matter. Large yacht, cargo line, cruise line facilities go up over 900%. A day doesn't go by here at IMSA and through our intelligence networks that we don't hear about some type of an attack or an attempted attack on a vessel or on a marine facility, on a port facility, on some cargo carrier, or someone within that supply chain. So this is a daily and almost a multiple times a day occurrence. So when IMO put these regulations together for the various member states, it was to look at how do we better secure the maritime industry and our global supply chain. So we've talked a lot about regulations. If you have questions from a regulatory standpoint and what a specific flag state is doing, if you want us to come on board and do an audit, we can also do vulnerability assessments and audits remotely. Cybersecurity is not cheap, but we have some really cost-effective tools to be able to help you, regardless of what size the ship is put a good compliance plan together. We have a whole cool, easy IMO 2021 program that's very easy for us to execute and to work with you to make sure that you're in compliance. We also issue all of our vessel clients and facilities a certificate once we've done a vulnerability assessment of something that is now becoming recognized by flag states that you can present to them as part of the package that we provide to you for this service. So flag states are part of it, and the flag states are now well underway with doing their compliance inspections for this year for the various types of vessels, and with that, the cybersecurity requirements are part of that. Now, through this year, most flag states around the world are going to be fairly lenient. What they want to see is that you're making some sort of an effort to be able to comply with the spirit of these regulations. So on the other side of that, the other enforcement piece that vessels are coming into contact now are what are called port state control boardings. If you're a captain or a crew member on a SOLAS class vessel that goes all over the world, you're very familiar with port state control boardings. Port state control is now also looking at IMO 2021 compliance. We've been in contact with different port state control MOUs in different parts of the world with questions on how that compliance looks. We've also had meetings and talked to folks within the United States Coast Guard in the United States about what inbound port state control looks like for vessels coming into the United States. And one of the things that we've seen is the Coast Guard is actually right now actively conducting port state control boardings on vessels coming into the United States. Again, it doesn't matter, cargo lines, large yachts, cruise ships. On SOLAS class vessels, the U.S. Coast Guard is enforcing port state control. So what does that mean? Is the Coast Guard is going to take a look at what your cybersecurity program is it properly integrated into ISM, and what are you doing to mitigate cybersecurity issues? If the Coast Guard or any other port state control MOU or regime feels that your vessel is not in compliance with what they feel the spirit of the IMO 2021 is, they can fine you or they can deny you entry. And eventually that's probably going to start to happen. In the United States, the Coast Guard has put out a work instruction specific to how these boardings are going to be conducted and what they're going to be looking for. If you have questions on this work instruction, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We can provide you the details of this particular work instruction. We also have a number of tools and checklists that we use and also provide to our clients when it comes to trying to mitigate port state control. The Coast Guard is really the first organization that has really stepped out to provide guidance on port state control enforcement of the IMO 2021, but we know in the coming weeks and months that other port state control regimes are also going to be rolling out guidance. So don't be surprised if you start to get port state control boardings that involve cybersecurity. One of the tools that we've seen, and we've talked about it before on the vlog, is a book that was put together by BIMCO and the International Chamber of Shipping. This is a cybersecurity workbook specifically for onboard shipboard operations and onboard shipboard use. This book is available for purchase at our partners at Blue Water Books and Charts. We'll have a link to their website down below, so you can either order it online or come into the store. This book is one of the best resources that I've seen when it comes to helping ships, captains, and crews putting together a good cybersecurity program. This book is not set for IT or cybersecurity professionals. It's really written from the standpoint to provide tools and checklists that are very simple and very easy to use for captains and crew members. So I would definitely recommend that you take a look at getting this book as part of your shipboard reference library if you are a SOLAS class vessel. If you're not a SOLAS class vessel, I still recommend, if you have a fairly complex IT infrastructure and potentially cybersecurity concerns, this book will be a great help to you to be able to put together checklists when it comes to being in compliance with these regulations, but also just better understanding your cybersecurity. If you're only spending a few $100s a month or a year on cybersecurity, I can guarantee you one thing, that's not enough, and there's probably a high likelihood that your systems have already been penetrated or that they will be at some point in the near future. A lot of times we don't see hackers trying to penetrate vessel systems to be able to take over command of the vessel. In most cases, it's very difficult to do. It's not possible, and crew members are usually fairly observant when it comes to the navigation side. What they're looking for is a way to make money by stealing your data or holding it for hostage through ransomware attacks. So that's what we typically see. There's some very easy things from a vessel perspective that you can do to make sure that your front door, your entry point into your communication system in your vessel, is locked and that the hackers go on to the next IP address or the next vessel. If you have questions on any of this stuff, again, reach out to us. There's a lot to understand and a lot to unpack that we can't do in a 5 to 6 minute video, but just be aware that port state control regimes and MOUs and law enforcement agencies and organizations around the world are starting to take a serious look at cybersecurity as we see the number of attacks going up. So as you are taking your vessel to different parts of the world, don't be surprised if you don't get some sort of port state control boarding where they start to ask you cybersecurity questions.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate all the viewers that we have on this channel. Make sure you hit that like button for all the videos you like. Subscribe to this channel so you get notified when we post new videos. Also, connect to us through our social media, detailed in the banner above and also in the comments section below. If you have any questions when it comes to maritime security, maritime risk management, or maritime regulatory compliance, don't hesitate to reach out to the experts here at IMSA, because we're always happy to steer you in the right direction.